We're doing a big project today. Like, with that entire lake right there. Welcome back, everyone, to Create Dinosaurs. Episode 9 now, where, yeah, that is correct. We are going to be doing our biggest project yet today on this entire lake. Just all of it. Bearing in mind, I think the biggest project before this is this tiny enclosure here. This is a 12-chunk area, and now we're upscaling to I don't even know how big this is. Yeah, we're moving up in the world. So right, I should probably explain. What are we actually doing today? Well, this is going to require a little bit of explanation, but obviously, as you guys know in this series, we're going to be making a theme park for dinosaurs and everything. You know, like those movies where nothing ever goes wrong, because nothing's ever gone wrong in our series. And as a fan of those movies, I am going to be taking a lot of inspiration for my park from things like Jurassic World and stuff, because I really love the modern aesthetic that they did with that. And one of the elements that I really like in the movie and everything Jurassic World with their park is the fact that they have a main street which goes like right across here. So yeah, you see all of these farms here and stuff? These are actually perfectly lined up with where Main Street is. It's following the villager path. But yeah, just like Jurassic World, we're going to be having a main street going along here and like a nice central building right at the end and stuff. We'll probably have a nice gate somewhere as well. But the bit that I'm really excited to work on and the bit that we're doing today is in the movie, you only get to see it for a brief little period of time, but essentially they have a massive like sort of beach resort area. It looks really nice, and connected to it is the Mosasaurus enclosure. So yeah, just like Jurassic World, we're gonna have a luxury beach resort here by the end of the day, connected to a dinosaur enclosure. That sounds a lot more insane now that I've actually just said it out loud. But right, how do we even make a start on that? Because that is a massive project. Well, get ready, because I'm about to insert some knowledge into your brains. So obviously, terraforming a massive project like this in Minecraft with a huge lake is generally quite difficult. Either you need a way of breathing underwater, or you need to get rid of the water. We are doing neither of those. We, instead, are going to take a little bit of an advantage from the Create mod and everything, and use something to kind of work on this stuff without our input. All right, so I should just need 2 bits of smooth stone. We're going to need some iron blocks. We'll need a couple logs. And the final thing is the dispenser. And I don't think I can get one of those right now. Yep, I have got no string anywhere. Alright, so just like that, these things go here, and that goes there, and there we go. This, my good friends, is a schematic cannon. It does cool things, like it shoots out blocks and stuff. And this little device here is what we're going to use to terraform this entire lake. Like, all of it. That is right. This little 2-block high machine is gonna do all of it. Don't worry, buddy. I'm sure you can handle it. Alright, so this probably deserves a little bit of an explanation, but how does the schematic cannon work? Let's say that we have a nice little build or something. Let's do something out of wood. I don't know, maybe that shape or something. Just something that we can give, like, a noticeable sort of design for it. So yeah, if I just, like, go and fill this in with dirt as well. There we go. So we've got this tiny little thing. This is what, like 12 blocks or something? And if we just select an area like that, I think that's correct, then we right click and let's just call this test number 4 actually, because I've done this a little bit outside of the game as well. And if I go and select test 4 here and tell it to write to the schematic, there we go. And now here's where the fun comes in, because we now have a schematic and everything which is holding the information of this tiny little build that we made. So if I go and say, let's select a position there. There we go. We've got a little hologram of it. This isn't real. But then with that selected there, I should just be able to go and chuck that into the schematic cannon here. We have to supply the resources to it from a chest just next to it. So there we go. There's the resources that it needs. And now I've just got to find a bit of gunpowder. I don't know if I have any. Ah, here we go. Right, we've got 16. But right, so it's trained on a position. It has the schematic that it's trying to build. And now, if I just go and hit play, There we go. This is what a schematic cannon does. It goes and replicates a build wherever you tell it to go. And some of you are probably catching on to how we're going to do all of the terraforming for this lagoon now. Because the fun little thing about these schematics is you can put them absolutely anywhere. If we go and decide to put one right here under the water, and then we just go and insert you back into there, you should have enough resources in here, and we hit play. There we go. It's just gonna put it all under the water for us. And that, my dear friends, is how we terraform a large area underwater. Like, you know, I just kind of fancy this idea to the drowning and everything. It just appeals to me a bit more, you know? But right, so there we go. We've all seen a little example of the schematic cannon now. How are we gonna use this? Because, you know, you might have certain questions, like, does this thing have a range? Is there a block limit? And stuff like that. And trust me, I had all of those same thoughts, and it turns out it doesn't. Apparently, as long as the schematic cannon is in the loaded chunks and the area it's trying to build to is also in the loaded chunks, it should just work. However, that doesn't necessarily mean it's quick. It's not exactly slow, but like, on a large scale, it's gonna take a long time. So we're gonna need to make a couple upgrades here. And those upgrades are gonna come in the form of 2 other cannons right behind me here. That is right, we are tripling our manpower, and this is still gonna take a long time, honestly. Like, when you guys see what this has to do, you're gonna see why this is going to take a long time. But right, so as much as I would love to say, look at this, we've got our 3 cannons, let's go and build this lagoon right now. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of stuff that we need to do, because our biggest concern right now, actually, is the fact that we haven't got enough gunpowder for these things. Like, remember that I said that this thing gets 400 shots for 1 bit of gunpowder? That might sound like a lot, but it is absolutely nothing. But right, so unfortunately, I need to go and get gunpowder, and honestly, I'm not sure what the best way of doing this is going to be. Because, I mean, I could go and kill a bunch of creepers, but that's a lot of creepers. The other thing that I could potentially do is bulk washing and stuff with crushed raw zinc, but that still means that I need to go mining a lot, and I don't have the potions that I would need in order to get this running, so yeah, we're kind of screwed. Now, I could get crushed raw zinc by crushing up azurine, and it's only a 30% chance, but it is indeed possible. And the thing is, I do know that we actually do have some azurine around here. I have seen it several times. So let's see, what are our options here? If I am correct, there should be some azurine down here somewhere. The fact that I am struggling to find this, though, is making me think, yeah, this is not worth it, is it? But right, I do know that there's some azurine in that cave somewhere, at least. So in a last-ditch emergency, I can definitely go and do something with that. Of course, we've got our main cave down here, which does actually have a special create mod resource, but that isn't azurine. If I am correct, this is just viridium, isn't it? Yeah, which I don't think I've ever messed with. Let's see, what are you good for? Can you do anything with it? You can crush it and get copper. Okay. Let's see, is copper gonna be good for anything? Clay. Ooh. Let's see, anything in this cave here? I do not see anything. There is, however, a creeper, though, and I would have liked your gunpowder. And let's see, massive open cave here. Is there any sign of azurine? I do not see any. Yeah, now the thing is, I know that we have seen azurine deposits before. It's just a question of where, and unfortunately, I can't remember any nearby. So you know what? I think we're just gonna go on a zinc mining trip. Let's get to work. right, it's been about 40 minutes and my microphone fell off my desk. But yeah, so we've got a little over a stack of zinc and everything, and then a whole bunch of azurine. And right, the way I'm actually gonna do all of this, I'm honestly just going to go and hijack all of the other stuff that we've got. So yeah, hold on, let's get rid of like a bunch of stuff in here. We don't need the flint. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna break off that andesite funnel here, and I'm actually just gonna go and put a chest and like dump all of the resources which we need to get out of this in here. And yeah, just over time that can go and crush everything, and hopefully we're gonna get some gunpowder from all of this. All right, we're on to the next part of our plan finally. We're gonna actually get terraforming. And this is the bit that I'm really excited for. I'm hoping that this is fun. All right, so what I need to do is make some more empty schematic blueprints. And then, as you can see, we've actually split this up into 3 separate schematics because that's how it has to work. But whilst that goes to work, I am gonna pick a nice little convenient spot to put these. And I am thinking probably around here where this tree is. But there we go. So that is a full chest of cobblestone slabs, and you might be thinking, Pineapple, is this enough cobble slabs? And the answer is no, it's not. It's nowhere close. The nice thing about them is if they don't have a resource, they just skip over placing it. And the reason why that's so nice for something like this is it means that, like, if I just don't supply these with any of the sand that they're going to need until they have placed down every single cobble slab, then it means that we don't need to worry about any sort of like gravity affecting blocks or something when we don't want them to. It's all gonna be fine, because essentially if they don't have the resource, they'll just skip over it. So it means that we can exclude specific things until we want to place them later. All right, so this should be done. There we go. That is the first schematic, and now I need to actually do this for Beach Lagoon 2 and 3 as well, and they're both roughly an equal size. But also what I need to do, I need to actually line up the position of all of these, and I am not going to show you this just because I don't want to reveal to you what this is all going to look like. So yeah, just like give me some time to work on this, because it's gonna take a while to line all of these up as well. All right, that is schematic 1 loaded up. Time for number 2. Luckily, there's also a nice hill here to line everything up. That one can go and load into there, and this third one's gonna be the biggest problem because it's working all the way over there, and the only thing I can really line it up with is random colored plants on the hill. And here goes number 3. Now, the one thing I think I can tell it, so I can tell it not to replace solid blocks and everything, and also skip missing blocks. And yeah, as you can see in these chests and stuff, I've gone and put a few other resources that can be placed right now. Basically, anything that doesn't need gravity. So, you know, we've got the stone and the cobble, all of the texturing, stuff like that. There's also a few walls in there, and a little bit of sandstone. I think the 2 resources we're missing from that are moss and birchwood. But like, the thing is, as we have said, we don't need to have everything here at once. We can just go and chuck all of this stuff in later, and this will handle it. So yeah, with all of that said, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take out that cobblestone slab and put in the gunpowder. That has just gone and supplied all of these. But right, here we go. All 3 cannons are ready. All of them have the correct settings as far as I'm aware. Let's just do one final check of that. Yep, they all seem to be fine. So right, let's go. I love watching these things work. They're really fun. So right, we'll hit play on you. You're going to be placing all the way over there. You're going to be placing all the way over there. And you should go on fire just down there. Oh, yes. And there we go. It's all working. I love watching these things work. They're just weirdly fun. And yeah, over time, as these things do their job, you're going to be able to see them all like connect up and stuff. So I assume that cobblestone there is going to come and link up to these here at some point. So yeah, eventually, like, all of that's going to come up a few layers and eventually reach over here. It's just so fun to watch. This is just really fun to watch for some reason. Alright, so as you can tell, this is going to need a lot of resources and even more time. So what I think I'm going to do, I am just going to leave this running and everything. I'm going to have to, like, leave the world open, which is going to suck. But also, I'm just going to go on a little, like, trip to go and get a bunch of resources and everything. As I said, it needs birchwood. It's going to need a bunch more cobble, so I might go mining and, like, get some more zinc as well. But for you guys, all of this can just be covered in a quick montage. So, yeah, I'll see you when this is done. Or when something breaks, inevitably. Finally done. If you asked me how long this project took, I couldn't give you a number. I don't know how long it is. And I'm gonna be honest, right now, it's not even the most impressive thing because we haven't really built anything on it yet. You know, right now, it's just kind of like some pretty average terraforming, to be honest. But trust me, we're gonna improve it. But yeah, so as you can see, like, it's just a really nice custom beach and everything. And like, can you imagine once we've got walkways here and everything and some nice little parasols, it's gonna look really cool. And then if I go and free cam over here just to show you everything from above and stuff, because of course we don't have an elytra, you might notice this weirdly smooth curve around here. That curve is where we're going to put the Mosasaurus. And I think I've got a really cool idea for how I'm actually going to do this enclosure and everything. So obviously, like I've said, I want it attached to the lagoon and stuff. However, obviously for safety reasons, you can't just have open water and everything leading to a carnivorous predator. That's how you get a missing persons report. But like the idea that I had and that I really like, so obviously we're gonna have a wall here and everything that's going to divide up the enclosure between the lagoon and stuff so that we don't get people swimming in or the Mosasaurus swimming out. But imagine like right here on the border and stuff, instead of just like a concrete wall, what if we just actually have a glass wall here? So, like, you know, obviously we'll make it look nice and everything, but, like, just imagine that. Just imagine you're a little kid or something. Like, you're 7 years old and your parents have taken you to the dinosaur park and everything. Whoa, it's cool. You're swimming around. You turn around and the Mosasaurus is staring you dead in the eye. You would just cry. And maybe drown. It's not my responsibility if it's a natural death, though. But yeah, so this is what we've got done today and everything. And obviously, you can also see we have massively, like, made this lake shallower and stuff. Because if we follow this down, look how deep this goes. And then look at where our, like, land is. And we have kind of buried under a lot of fish and stuff. Or, like, buried over again. Ow. Ow. But yeah, I'm really happy with this because also, like, not only are we going to have all of the resort over here and stuff, but also I really want to put an enclosure over there and, like, a fence dividing it off over there. So yeah, there's a lot of ideas that we could do with this. However, I think, unfortunately, they're going to get left until next episode because this project, despite me not even having to build most of it manually, it has still taken a long time. I kind of forgot about the fact that I made these farms to, like, you know, just work over time and everything and not be really efficient, so like they don't get us the most. Like, look at how much andesite this has produced. It's not that much. To the point where I actually downgraded our iron farm in here and just turned it into this. Because this is easier. But yeah, so next episode and stuff, what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually make this like a nice beach resort and everything. We're gonna decorate this whole place because currently it's just a barren landscape. It's not that exciting, you know? So yeah, next episode, we're gonna improve this and also maybe we might just actually go and... where is it? We might just go and actually make use of you. So yeah, stick around for that because I'm excited for it. I can't wait to get a deadly dinosaur.